Hello, 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 hello. Am I audible? Please tell me I'm audible or not. Hello, hello, Vishal. Okay, so I think I'll wait to join all of you. Then we'll start week 5. Good afternoon, all of you, and my name is Yogita, and today we are going to discuss about week 5 research methods and formal communications in this live class. I hope you all are okay, and I'm so happy to talk to you in this live class. And I hope we have good class, we have good conversation, we solve each other's problem. Okay, so let's try to. Okay, if uh, you want to call your classmates, you want to share this link with your classmates, and if you want to do this, then please call them. Okay. So I'll wait for 1 to 2 minutes more, and I hope that you. Hello, hello. Please tell me your name. Uh, Good afternoon, Anas. Good afternoon. How are you, Anas Ahmed? Good afternoon. And okay, so please share the link of this live session and call your classmates. Here are 6 students. We can start our session, but let's see if someone wants to join or not. It's good to know, Anas. Okay, so I'll share the PPT with you of this week, and let's start our session. Okay, is it visible? Please tell me if it is visible or not. Okay, so without wasting any time, because this session will be recorded and you can all see after it. After it will be available on YouTube, and I'm gonna share the link with you. So there's no problem if someone uh, is not able to join this class and they're having another work. We will start it without any ado. So uh, in this session, we'll start. This is our week 5, and we are going to discuss about research methods and formal communications. Okay, so this is week 4 recap. I hope you all have understood everything about week 4. So we'll have this quick recap. Let's say, so what we have covered last week: rhetorical analysis, examined how authors use ethos, pathos, and logos to pursue audiences. Source evaluation, learn to assess credibility, relevance, and readability of sources. Research planning, developed strategies for identifying research topics and questions. Academic integrity, understood the importance of proper citation and avoiding plagiarism. So we have covered these topics in week 4: rhetorical analysis, source evaluation, resource planning, academic integrity. So now we are going to discuss what we are going to discuss in this week 4 would be its next part. This week we build on this foundation by exploring specific research methodologies and learning how to communicate professionally about our research. So we are going to build everything on these that what we have covered on week 4. So what what's our objective of week 5? By the end of this week, you will able to identify and describe qualitative, quantitative, and mixed research method approaches, determine the appropriate research methodology for your study, justify your choice of research method based on your research goals, draft professional emails for academic and research purposes. So we are going to cover all these qualitative, quantitative, and mixed method research approaches for your research methodology, and also determine the appropriate research methodology for your study, justify your choice of research methods, and draft professional emails for academic and research purposes. Okay, why this matters? Choosing the right research method is like choosing the right tool for a job. The method you select shapes what you can discover and how you interpret your findings. So basically, when we talk about research methods, we are talking about that how you're pursuing your study, how you will approach your research. So you should be well aware about your research methodologies, and also these methods that we are going to discuss in this session. Okay, so now let's start with what are research methods. Research methods are systematic approaches used to collect, analyze, and interpret data to answer research questions. So now we are discussing about research methods. You all have gone through this research method, and you all must have thought about it. What are research methods are, like what methods you're using while you're doing research on your study. Okay, so basically research method are systematic approaches used to collect, analyze, and interpret data to answer research questions. Basically what you're writing, all the kind of questions that you're having related to your study, and what kind of methods, data, and uh, approaches that you are going to use in your study, that what we call research methods. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, data coach. How are you? Okay, so there are three main approaches: qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods that we are going to discuss in this live session thoroughly. So, what are qualitative? Like, if you think about the word qualitative, what is it? Qualitative approach, qualitative method basically focuses on understanding experiences, meaning, and perspective. So, if you're applying this qualitative method in your study, that it must be that you want to understand this experience and the meaning and the perspective. You want to write about it all. So what type of data that we collect from qualitative method is words, images, observations. These are the qualitative. And what is quantitative? Like if you will pronounce these two words, qualitative and quantitative, it is like, minor difference, but you can, if you'll say like quality and quantity, you can easily differentiate between them. So quantitative uh, quantitative method focuses on measuring variables and testing hypotheses. What kind of data you collect, like when you are using quantitative, it is mainly related to numbers, statistics, and like what is quantifiable, like you can measure it. You have like specific data related to it, that you are going to mention it, whether it should relate it to facts, and you're collecting data, and which have specific numbers. Okay, so mixed methods are combining both approaches, like both words and numbers. If you're talking about qualitative, then we are talking about words, and if you're talking about quantitative, that means that we are talking about numbers here. Okay, so what is mixed method is when we are combining both. It doesn't if you have adapt an approach to your study, and you are supposed to take qualitative, but that doesn't mean that you cannot apply quantitative method in your study. So that's how we call it mixed methods. Okay, remember, no method is inherently better than other. Each serves different research purposes. So it is not like qualitative is better than quantitative, and it is like if you're applying both methods in your study, then it would be great study. No, it totally depends up to you that what kind of methods you are approaching to your study, and which is the most suitable basically, right? So let's discuss it in more depth, that uh, we can understand about qualitative and quantitative and mixed methods. Now, what is qualitative research? What is it? Qualitative research explores, sorry, qualitative research explores complex human experiences, behaviors, and social phenomena through in-depth and descriptive data. So I told you, when we are talking about qualitative research, it mainly explores experiences, behaviors, social phenomena through in-depth and descriptive data. Understood. So, what are the key factors of qualitative research? Focuses on why and how questions. Like if you are approaching, you are writing, you're working on a study, and you're asking, you have set some objectives for yourself. When you're asking these questions related to why and how, that means that you are applying qualitative research, qualitative method in your research. Okay, so uses small and purposeful samples, collects detailed and rich data. Researcher is actively involved in data collection. Findings are interpretative and context specific. So these are the key factors, key characteristics of qualitative research, that we can say that if it is covering all these characteristics, then we are applying qualitative research. So common collection methods are how we can use this qualitative method. It's like how we collect our data in qualitative research is like taking interviews, and we can go through the interviews and focuses groups, observations, document analysis. So while we are collecting data in qualitative research, so we are mainly focused on one-on-one conversations and group discussions, watching and recording behaviors, examining text, images, or artifacts. Basically, it is mainly related to behavior, experiences, and social phenomena. While when you are observing someone's behavior, and you are like interacting with them about their experiences, that's how you can collect your data. You're watching interviews, you're collecting data from it. So these are the common method that you can use in your research. Okay, next is qualitative research example. So I've given example here. I've given
some, or maybe I think one example. So, research question is, how do families of teenage suicide victims cope with their losses? So, this is my research method question, that how do families of teenage suicide victims cope with their loss? Method: researchers conducted unstructured interviews with families of 10 teenage suicide victims in rural Sweden. So, when we are talking, like you can see here, that we are talking about suicide. How do families of teenage suicide victims cope with their losses? That means that here we are talking about something is really deeply emotional, and this is really personal experience. So how we can do this? Like, we can casually go to the family, console them, and ask them some questions which is not structured. Means that those questions are not pre-planned. You are you're asking questions by sympathizing with them, not just abruptly asking some questions and saying some, insensitive words. So it might hurt them. While you're approaching and you're doing study about your research, and you're approaching that, you're taking this qualitative research example, make sure that you are uh, behaving well first, right? You're not hurting someone's feeling. So here, what method we can apply, that we can simply ask them uh, unstructured interviews with families of 10 teenage suicide victims in rural Sweden. So it's totally depends on you, that what on which area you are taking. I've took this example from rural Sweden. So data collection interviews begin with, tell us about your loved ones. Like, it is simply a really informal conversation and interaction with the family, and you are also taking information that how are they're going through with this and how they're coping with this situation. And families could discuss whatever felt important. So it is not obliged that what questions you are asking and they're obliged to give answers of that. No, they can simply talk about it if they feel comfortable about it, if they feel like it is it is important for us to discuss. And if it is not, then they will not discuss it. Okay. Then researchers listen and follow up on themes. So they will also, if you are doing research, going one to one interview, taking one to one interviews, and first you should know how to listen, and you can record it, you can just take notes. That's how you can collect your data. And next is key findings. Even as life returned to normal, families continued struggling with the questions of why the suicide occurred, especially when it was unexpected. So it is not like it is not that some kind of incident that happened and someone can forget it, especially that uh, close family. It is really hard for them to forget that moment even for 1 second. So it is uh, not there's no specific answer that what happened, why that the suicide occurred. So you'll have to say, hello Syed, how are you? So especially when it was unexpected, they cannot easily cope up this with this situation. Okay, so why qualitative? This approach captured the live experience and emotional complexity that numbers alone could not reveal. While if you'll take okay, if I'm giving you that same example, same topic, why how do families of teenage suicide victim cope with their loss? So if I'll give you that, use quantitative research here. So quantitative research says only about numbers, that how and why you will not get answers, but yeah, how much, how many students and how many teenagers were did this So you can easily get the answers. Okay. So next is quantitative research. Quantitative research uses numerical data and statistical analysis to test hypotheses and measure relationship between variables. So here in quantitative research, we talk about numbers. So what are the key factors of quantitative research? Quantitative research focuses on how many and to what extent questions. How many and to what extent? It only answers these questions. Mainly focuses on these questions basically. So next is uses large presentative samples, collects measurable and numerical data. Researcher maintains objectivity. Results can be generalized to larger population. So when we use qualitative research, it mainly focuses on small groups, and when we take quantitative research method, then it can cover large population, right? It can also cover a country. Like if we're collecting data of a country of happiness index, then it can easily tell you on state basis or whatever you're looking for. Okay, so common data collection methods are surveys and questionnaires, standardized questions, experiments, control tests like assessments, and secondary data analysis using existing data sets. So in quantitative method, these are the common data collection methods that how you can collect your data by survey by doing survey and questionnaires. You can set some questionnaires, what kind of questions you have set and what kind of answers you want to do. That's how you can set your questions. And you can do experiment, you can prepare tests, and also secondary data analysis. That means that there's already existing data and you are analyzing that data. That means you're using secondary data analysis. Got it? Next is quantitative research example. So here we are talking about quantitative research example. Question is, what is the relationship between feelings of loneliness and anxiety symptoms? So what kind of method that we are using here? Administrate lonely inventory scale, measured anxiety through a standardized questionnaire, tested 500 participants, use statistical analysis to find correlations. Results: statistical analysis showed a significant positive correlation between loneliness scores and anxiety levels. Why quantitative? This approach allowed researchers to measure the strength of the relationship, test the finding across a large sample, make generalizable conclusions. So even if we are talking about if we are talking about feelings of loneliness and anxiety symptoms, here we are only using like here we are measuring our feelings in um, quantitative research example or method. We basically measure the strength of the relationship. That's why we use this quantitative method with feelings and emotions. And here is a specific data that it is tested on 500 participants and measured anxiety through a standardized questionnaire. So you have prepared your questionnaire and you are measuring their emotions. You are not talking about their feelings. You are just measuring the intensity and what like how their feeling goes and come back comes back. So that's how you measure their feelings. There's some like a scale, lonely inventory scales. Administrate lonely inventory scale. So let's move this sampling method. There's another method called sampling method. Sampling is a process of selecting participants from a large population to study. So every method or population has an equal chance of being selected. Like sampling, like you are working on your study and you just randomly uh, chooses something. Like I'll give you some example. Basically, sampling is the process of selecting participants from a large number of study. Like in quantitative, we have selected some like specific people, like 1,500 or 200. In qualitative, we just collect qualitative data. There's no specific numbers mentioned here. You can just go. If you are happy with one family, then you can just stop there. But in sampling, you it is just like selecting your participants from the large population to study. Got it? Like even members of the population has an equal chance of being selected. Example, like it is this kind of method is like drawing names from the hat, from a hat, and or using a random number generator. When to use, how do we use this sampling method? You want results that can be generalized to the whole population. Like you have selected 10 10 people out of 15 500. You have selected 10 people out of 500, and then you are implying that 10 people results on whole 500 people, all 500 people, right? That's how it works. Like sampling method, you don't have to go, you generalize your outcome on every situation, in every situation. All members of the population are accessible. You want to minimize bias. Okay. So what are the limitation of this simple method? If sampling online, people without internet access cannot be selected. Okay, if you're sampling online, then people without internet access cannot be selected. May not be practical for hard to reach population. So it is like if you can easily access to that particular part of population, that you can only apply this simple uh, sample method, right? So remember, the goal of random sampling is to get a representative sample that reflects a large population. So basically, you want to avoid to collect the data from whole large population. You you choose that 10 people, and then you are generalizing result on all 500 people. This is called sampling method. Got it? So next we will talk about mixed method research. What is it? Mixed method research combines both qualitative quantitative approaches to provide a more complete understanding of a research problem. So mixed method research is combines both qualitative and quantitative approaches to provide a more complete understanding of a research problem. Why use mixed methods? So why we use this mixed method research in our study? So validate findings using multiple sources. Qualitative data shows what, how much, while quantitative explains why and how, sorry. So use one method to inform the other, explore different aspects of the research questions. So when you have broad topic of your study, then you can easily find like you can answer your every questions. You can use mixed method research, you can validate findings using multiple sources because you're not limited to one method. Like if you're taking qualitative, then you are not limited, your study is not only limited, you can explore whole area. Okay, so quantitative data shows what and how much, and while qualitative explains why and how. So you can cover these questions also when you apply mixed method research. Use one method to inform the other and explore different aspects of this research questions. You can explore other aspects also when you use mixed method research. An example study is how does ethnicity relate to female engineering students' sense of belonging. So this is the example that I took here. Uh, Research question is how does ethnicity relate to female engineering students' sense of belonging? Phase 1 quantitative. Survey students rating their sense of belonging found no statistical difference between ethnical group. So here that in one phase uh, they took the example that with the help of survey, that while survey students rating their sense of belongings found, this is the result of this quantitative research method, found no statistical differences between ethnic groups. Got it? So qualitative, with the help of interviews, revealed that minority students valued the university's culture diversity, which enriched their sense of belongings. So this is also a result with the help of qualitative. It adapt. This is the like how you can conduct quantitative and qualitative. Focus on first words of these two, phase 1 and phase 2, like survey and interviews. With the help of survey and with the help of interview, they found these two findings, found no statistical difference between ethnic groups, and second one is which enhance their sense of belongings. Got it? So insight without the qualitative phase, researcher would have missed this important finding. So it is necessary to apply these two methods, qualitative and quantitative. Got it? And this is the actually this is the right question we should ask before we work on our study. So how to choose the right method? Like we always confuse ourselves that how someone can uh, choose the right method. Ask yourself these questions. They will ease your problem, like they will ease your findings. You can easily choose whether you have to apply qualitative, quantitative, and mixed method. So you can just go, do I want to understand experiences and meaning? Qualitative. Do I want to measure relationship between variables? Quantitative. Do I need both depth and breadth? Uh, Breadth. Mixed method. Is my question exploratory? What is happening? Qualitative. Is my question confirmatory? Does X cause Y? Quantitative. Your research question should guide your methodology, not the other way around. Okay, so this is like these are the questions. When you ask these questions to yourself, that would be easy for you. You can easily find if you want to adapt qualitative and quantitative. So you should ask these questions, and remember one thing: your research question should guide your methodology. Like it doesn't like if you have already chose your methodology, now you're choosing your research method, like your field of study, your topic. So first ask these questions related to your field, then apply your method, what kind of data you want to collect. whether it should be qualitative, quantitative, or mixed method. You want questions, you want your answer of your experiences, feelings, or in numbers. It is totally your decision to make, so make it wisely. Ask these questions on repeat basis. Next is writing professional emails. Why does this matter? So, I'm sure that you all write emails to your HR, to your manager, to your teammates, or to your, teachers also. But have you ever thought about it that why is it important? And it should be like professional emails. This is your next topic of this week. That why does this matter? As a researcher, you will need to communicate with advisor, collaborators, participants, and funding bodies. Professional emails demonstrate your credibility and respect for others' time. So when you can easily contact on professional level, you can easily talk to them. You can easily reach out to them, and that's why you should know how to write professional emails. Correct. So email structure should be subject line, clear and specific. Subject line should be clear and specific. It is not like why you are writing this email, just write it clearly. Greetings, professional salutation. While you're writing something in your professional email, or you're greeting something, it is very important that you greet them. Okay. So, opening, state your purpose immediately. Like, uh, don't like, don't confuse the reader that what you're trying to say. Just come to the point and state your purpose immediately. Body provide, body should provide necessary detail concisely. So it should have like deep detail in 3 4 lines, so you can easily make them understand that what you're trying to say here. Call to action is clearly state what you need. And closing, thank the recipient. Signature include your full contact information. So this is the structure of your professional email. Please take a screenshot if you want to, and please make sure that you're following correct format of this email. And so it would be really helpful on your professional on in your professional life, or in your college, or while you're writing on your research. You can just contact with advisors, collaborators, participants, and funding bodies also. So it would be really helpful for you. So professional email example, I've given professional email example here. Subject is, you can see that this is really clear. Request for feedback on research proposal, mixed method study. So, dear Dr. Martins, I hope this email find you well. I'm writing to seek your guidance on research proposal I'm developing for my English composition course at University of People. My study explores how social media uses affects college students' writing skills. I plan to use a mixed method approach combining quantitative surveys measuring time spent on social media and writing assessment scores 200 participants, qualitative interviews exploring students' perceptions of how social media influence their writing, 15 participants. I believe this methodology is appropriate because the quantitative data will establish whether a correlation exists, while the qualitative components will help explain the mechanism behind any observed pattern. So you can see that subject is, direct and purposeful, and then greetings, and then the whole purpose, that body of the email. Okay. And then in the end, you can see best regards and the signature and the information. You can see subject line, then greetings, opening is really important, then body, call to action, closing, and signature. Here you can see is the best example. You can relate everything with the help of this email. Okay. Next, I hope you all have understood about professional email. Now let's move forward. So, email best practices. While you're writing an email, then what you should do and what you should not. Here we'll discuss about do's and don't. Uh, Use a professional email address. You should know their professional email address because you are contacting them on your on professional level. So it should be very formal. So you start with them with you should know their professional email address. Write a clear specific subject line. Keep it concise. Aim for 200 to 300 words. Proofread for grammar and spelling. Use formal language and proper punctuation. Clearly state what you're asking for. Be respectful of the recipient's time. Include a professional signature. So while you're writing a professional email, so make sure that it is, you know, their professional email. It should be right, specific subject line. Keep it concise. Aim for 250 to 300 words and proofread for grammar and spelling. So first impression is everything. This shows that you're putting your efforts while you're contacting them about your study, about your research. If you are proofreading your study, then it will, you know, when we write something, we think that we are writing it correct and we cannot go wrong. But make sure when you think about it, make sure that you're still proofreading your email, right? So, proofread for grammar and spelling, use formal language and proper punctuation, clearly state what you're asking for, be respectful of the recipient's time, include a professional signature. Make sure you follow these do's when you write your professional email. And don't. So, first is do not use casual language or slang. Make sure that it is on professional level, so it should be formal. So you cannot use common language or in your any slang in your native language. It would be really unprofessional. They might cancel your meeting and they might cancel your funding. Okay. Write in all caps. That is really important. Do not write in all caps. Use professional writing. Do not use emoji or text. Speak. So while you're writing, please do not use any emoji, just words. Do not send without proofreading. Do not make demands, make polite request. So you cannot make demands while you are asking if you're you're asking about your paper, you are asking about your research or funding. You cannot make demands, make request. Please sound, make sure that you are you're looking, you're sounding professional and you're sounding sincere when you're writing an email. Do not include irrelevant information. Do not extend the limit of your word limit of your email. If you're if you are not sure about it, do not add unnecessary information. Do not forget to include context. Please always include context while you're writing your professional email. Next is discussion assignment. So we have discussed qualitative, quantitative, mixed and sampling methods, and also professional email writing. If you have any questions regarding these four topics, we can discuss it here. And any question related to your assignments, your discussion assignments, or any grading, you can just give me. You can write your question, and I'll try to answer you ev- each and every questions of yours. So, if you don't have any question, we can move forward. So here we will talk about discussion assignment. Your task for this week is to draft a professional email to a potential advisor or collaborator that includes explain your research idea clearly and concisely, identify which research methodology, whether it is qualitative, quantitative, mixed methods, best suits your study. Justify why this approach is most appropriate for your research goals. Seek feedback or guidance in a professional manner. Always seek guidance and feedback for your professional to improve your performance. What are the requirements of this discussion assignment? The length should be 250 to 300 words, not including references. Focus on clarity, tone, and conciseness, and it is due on initial post by Sunday, replies to 2 pair by Wednesday. So think of real research topic you are interested in, and this will make your email more authentic and engaging. This is your work, this is your tip for the discussion assignment. And I hope you all have understood about the discussion assignment. If not, then you can ask the question, we can discuss about it. Okay, so these are the questions that I have prepared for you. And these are the 5 questions related to this live session, what we have covered. A researcher wants to understand how many students drop out of college annually. Which research method should they use? Next question. A researcher wants to explore why students feel disconnected from their college community. Which research method is most appropriate? What are the 3 main components that make an email professional? When would you choose mixed method research over qualitative or quantitative alone? In simple random sampling, what is the key characteristic that makes it random? Try to answer these questions, and if you're not here and you will watch this video later, so make sure you comment in comment section and answer these questions honestly. That's how you can only learn. I mean, if you're not answering the question, that means that your concepts are not clear. We can go through it again, and we can discuss these about these, like what we have discussed in this live session: qualitative, quantitative, mixed method, sample random method, and professional email writing. We have discussed it thoroughly. We have covered these topics, but if you are not able to answer these 5 questions, that maybe you should watch this video again, and then you can easily understand. Okay, so I've mentioned the answers of these questions in this PPT, but you'll have to honest with you. If you're answering these questions, then answer it first. Try these questions on your own. Okay, so let's say what are the answers of these questions. First is quantitative method. Sorry. Answer 1 is quantitative research. This question asks how many, which requires numerical data and statistical analysis to measure dropout rates. We have discussed it. The answer is quantitative. And next is qualitative, because we are answering why. Clarity, clear purpose and request, professional tone. formal language and respectful approach. You will understand this answer when we see the question. And this is also related to mixed method. And you can check all the answers here. Okay. So uh, I hope you have understood everything about this week. And if you have any questions, please do write me, and you can comment below. When you rewatch this video, please comment below in the comment section, and I will try to answer it. Okay, so I hope you have lovely weekend. Thank you so much for coming and join my live session. Please share this video, like this, and subscribe it. And I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.